This is Emma, a happy and lovable little girl. Full of life, she's always on the move and has a contagious smile. When Emma was just a few months old, she was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. The diagnosis took her parents by surprise and took a toll on the entire family. On top of the emotional burden of a sick child, her parents had the added responsibility of managing her complex medication regimen. Each day, they had to carefully read and understand the medication labels, measure the remedies using antiquated at home dosing instruments, and administer it to their fussy baby. For Emma, and for millions of other children around the world suffering from a chronic illness, the treatment falls short, and for an entirely preventable reason. Every year, liquid medication dosing mistakes injure over 140,000 children in the United States alone, and unfortunately, 7,000 of them will die. Over half of these deaths happen during the instance of administration. The prescriptions exist, but the methods by which these liquids are delivered must be simple, convenient, and accurate for a solution to be adopted and scaled. Dosing errors are often precursors to long-term therapy maladherence, which typically relies on tired, overworked parents to understand medication labels and instructions, interpret various measurement units, often weight-based dosing schemas, and identify the proper tools to measure the right dose. Oftentimes, issues regarding an entire patient journey cannot be viewed in isolation, as they signify a broader subset of hurdles. These barriers can be summarized in three categories: cultural barriers, socioeconomic factors, and personnel burnout, all of which contribute to dosing inaccuracies and diminished adherence across sites of care. A comprehensive solution must not only address these barriers, additionally, they will have to fit in with an existing parent and provider's daily routine. Not all bills can be crushed or mixed into food. Injections are unappealing and require physician supervision, and dropper success relies on every dose being measured accurately. Fixing these issues means creating a solution that targets all sites of care. We need a solution that is intuitive enough to break down cultural barriers in administration, affordable enough to be used across the socioeconomic spectrum, and seamless enough in its use to avoid adding additional strain to medical personnel.
So we created the Nutrifier, a patent-pending evolution of the traditional pacifier that is designed to dispense liquid medications and nutraceuticals during use. It's passive, comfortable, and most importantly, easy to use. To start, just insert a nutrient or medication cartridge into the back of the device and use it as you would any other pacifier. Each cartridge is unit dosed according to your child's prescription, so just swap it out as directed and you can be sure your child is receiving the right amount of medication. The Nutrifier succeeds where other solutions fail by combining the familiarity of a pacifier with a simple delivery mechanism. The result is a device that is non-invasive, easy to use, and accurate while still being affordable. The Nutrifier also serves as an all-encompassing pacifier replacement, meaning that it adds no extra steps to a mother's daily routine. Although there are a few dispenser pacifiers on the market, none of them provide the functionality that we do. We group these devices into two categories. The first are syringe pacifiers, which require a mother to actively depress the plunger to dispense fluid. The second are bottle pacifiers, which can't dispense small volumes of liquid. In addition, neither of these are designed to minimize taste, and neither allows for the accurate use of pre-measured supplements, meaning that neither of these categories address the pain points of existing solutions.
We plan to integrate our products strategically into the existing treatment infrastructures, capturing buy-in from key health system stakeholders. We're aiming to target hospital distributors, including McKesson, AmerisourceBergen, and Cardinal, and we estimate this captures upwards of 95% of hospital distribution. We will next work with health systems that have internal pharmacies, where the Nutrifier cartridges can be filled simply and on-site. The filled cartridges can be dispensed to patients according to their prescription needs. As physicians demonstrate how to use the Nutrifier, parents are able to leave the care site with the device and continue the smooth, simple administration of nutrients or medicine at home. This go-to-market strategy achieves widespread device adoption across sites of care, from hospital to home. We have already begun conversations with many of these health system stakeholders in the interest of forming future partnerships. We initially plan to partner with NICU departments across health systems, beginning with the New York Presbyterian Health System. Here, the team will initiate our first quality improvement project, which is similar to standards testing, planned for Q3 of 2021. This QI project will not only add much needed credibility for the product's acceptance, but will also help us to fine-tune our sales pathways ahead of our soft launch. We have received feedback from the FDA that our device will not be regulated when used with micronutrients and may be a simple Class 1 device under an existing product code when used with medication. Achieving this second level approval has been baked into the QI project timeline. In terms of our business model, we will use a B2B approach before distributing direct to consumer. We'll use a pay-per-product model for these B2B transactions with local pharmaceutical companies and hospital-based wholesalers. The Nutrifier will cost approximately $3.80 to manufacture at scale, and we plan to sell the device for $9.99. A month's worth of customized unit dose cartridges will be sold for approximately $5.99 each. After gaining physician buy-in at health systems and clinics, Nutrified plans to leverage this validation as momentum to launch our B2C retail channels. For B2C, we will use a razor and blades model with a single purchase of the Nutrifier followed by recurring purchases of Nutrifier cartridges. The product will be sold online and through big box retailers. We have forecasted the Nutrifier's initial uptake similar to an analog product, and we expect to break even by the third quarter of 2022. In 2023, we see a threefold uptake with our expansion into B2C retail channels. The next year, in 2024, we will expand into specialty pacifiers that address the needs of more niche conditions like EPI.
All that being said, we believe Nutrified's highest competitive advantage is its team. We've crafted this team to mitigate investment risk by establishing key roles across every avenue of our go-to-market strategy. The team has a market access consultant with connections in the distribution landscape, a biomedical engineer with experience in understanding device design controls, and an incoming medical student who has developed close relationships with network physicians. The team's past experience with social impact organizations and university competitions has resulted in validation from key stakeholders. Recently, winning a social impact grant from Amazon's head of startup at the ASU Innovation Open has helped us reach our functional prototype today. Having just received our design patent in January, we plan to complete our technical design review next month as we prepare for our device's soft launch in the summer. We anticipate the data collection from this will require about half a year's scrutiny, using that time to refine and optimize the product, before ultimately bringing it to market early next year. In order to smoothly arrive at our launch date, we are asking for a $50,000 seed, which can be summarized by 3 phases. First, we would like to achieve a CPSC and FDA-approved product, which, including in-house prototyping and contract engineering, will total to $25,000. The second is to produce 500 units for a soft launch at New York Presbyterian, which will cost roughly $20,000. Lastly, we want to run a feasible study to incorporate data collection directly into the device, from reading temperature to determining saliva pH, which we estimate to cost $5,000. We'd like to note that our total funding target is $400,000. The remaining $350,000 will be done as a Series A to expand to additional machinery for mass launch and specialty pacifiers. Emma should have the chance to grow up without worrying about the comfort of her own treatment. So join us to give parents a second chance and babies a second chance. Thank you.